Right here with Sergio Mora. Tell me, man, we're here the week. Canelo Jacobs. You've been in the ring with with Jacobs. You dropped them. Being a middleweight, seeing his size next to Canelo's size, what are the advantages Jacobs has? What are the advantages Canelo have? Break down the fight.
Look, Daniel Jacobs is a huge middleweight. He's probably the biggest I've ever been in the ring with for sure, but one of the biggest I've seen in person. That rehydration clause that Canelo stipulated in the contract is going to be key because he's not going to be able to get as big as he normally does, but regardless, Jacobs is a big middleweight, and now that he has a nutritionist and strength trainer and making weight the right way, that's not going to really be a factor. He's just a big, strong, explosive fighter. Canelo's always been an explosive fighter. It's going to be a collision, man. It's going to be a collision between two big, athletic, strong, fast fighters with that pedigree, and it's going to be an explosive night. I mean, Canelo's the favorite, but Jacobs is a very live underdog. I mean, I believe he's 3-1 underdog. I think those odds will drop by fight night because this is a man on a mission.
I was going to say those are good odds, especially for the high evaluation a former opponent gives him. I guess the synopsis of kind of a taller and shorter fighter. The shorter fighter has to kind of get in on the inside, work the body, things like that. Longer fighter, taller fighter has to keep him on the outside. Is that kind of the basic game plan you see playing out in this fight?
Not necessarily. Everyone thinks that the shorter fighter can out-jab the taller fighter. That's not true. There was guys like, for instance, Mike Tyson. He fought excellent, and he always fought bigger guys the best, and he sometimes out-jabbed, the better fighter because it's timing. So no, Canelo, he is going to be the shorter fighter, but he's not going to be the smaller fighter. Canelo's massive. He's a short guy, but he's massive. His neck is thick, and that's the reason he's never been dropped. So no matter how muscular you are, you can be dropped. And Jacob's been dropped before by champions, though. So Pirog dropped him. I dropped him. He got dropped by Golovkin. So these are guys. It's not just Joe Schmo putting him on his butt. So he's fighting better competition. But Canelo knows how to fight big guys like this. So it'll be interesting. The later the fight goes and the technique starts falling apart for both of them, because that's what happens when you get tired. You got to train for it. Who's going to be able to take the shots better? So that's when it comes down to who can take a better punch, who's in better shape, and who is prepared for it physically.
How do you get beyond Canelo's kind of, when he puts his arms up, he has a short torso, like you said, kind of a stocky guy, kind of almost Winky Wright-esque, kind of puts up the shield, and then you can't break through. How do you break through that?
You don't. You pepper them. You touch them with speed, not power. You try to catch them, when they open up that shell, because sometimes when they do have that defense, that shell defense, that Winky Wright defense that you're talking about, and you've been fighting like that for decades, you're not going to penetrate it. They've already seen everything. So what you do is, you just punch the gloves and you attack the body and you let them make the mistake. You let them open up, and that's when you counter them. But ultimately, you try to just outpoint them. You don't try to penetrate it with power, because they're just going to catch you with a counter.
Last subject, man. Andrew Ruiz is fighting for the heavyweight championship of the world. Anthony Joshua, it's obviously a late replacement, but we just saw Andrew Ruiz. Hands are fast for a kind of smaller guy. Obviously packed some punch, took the guy out of there. Anthony Joshua has been rocked by Klitschko. Obviously, Klitschko's a lot bigger, a lot taller, but he did get touched. What is your opinion on that fight?
This could be like the Mexican Rocky story for Ruiz. I mean, he got the call to fight the champ. Everything's against him: size, power, speed, everything's against him. So yeah, man, Andy Ruiz has his Rocky moment, and he's going to be able to do it in a classic fashion at MSG in New York. He's fighting the African American Ivan Drago, I would say.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, English. We're in the
right. I got
Sergio. The black Englishman. But yes. Anyway, it's really a Rocky type story, and we'll see what happens.
Just lastly, are you surprised that it would have had, if it were to happen June 1st and Andrew Ruiz is to win, that it took that long for a Mexican heavyweight to actually get a piece of the heavyweight championship of the world?
I'm allowed to say this because I'm Mexican. We don't grow that big.
That's true.
I think 160 is our limit. 154 and lower, we dominate. We like Mexican.
It's like an anomaly.
We like Mexican food. We like Mexican food.
Appreciate you, man.